Four people were killed in a fiery crash on the 605 freeway in Norwalk last month. Now, two families are filing a claim saying the CHP should have done more to prevent the crash. KTLA's Kimberly Chang live in Santa Fe Springs with more from family members. Kimberly.
How you may remember, four people were killed in this fiery crash last month. Today, the families of two of the victims spoke out. It was a very emotional news conference that took place in front of the CHP office here in Santa Fe Springs. Take a look. This wrapped up just in the last hour or so. One of the family members, Angie Reed, Armand Del Campo's mother, spoke through tears. She said her son and his fiancee, 23-year-old Julie Hamori, were excited about getting engaged and starting their life together. Julie's aunt also spoke. She said that she wants answers regarding this investigation. Take a listen to what they had to say.
It has been 5 weeks of no answers. It's been 5 weeks of silence of the circumstances that led to the death of my son. Armand was at the pinnacle of his life. He was starting a brand new job and had just finished his first week and was really excited because it was going to give them the opportunity to start their lives. They talked about getting engaged and getting a place together, and were really excited about their future, and they had beautiful, bright futures.
And then when I get this preliminary report and I take a look and it says the CHP put that the CHP rear-ended Julie's car and disabled it. And then in collision 2, she gets hit from behind. Why wasn't there a CHP car between Julie's car that he rear-ended and this alleged drunk driver that hit her? They knocked out my niece's car and left and got themselves out of the way?
Now, Julie, Armand, and two other friends were driving home from a concert back on July 20th when they were killed in a fiery crash on the 605 freeway in Norwalk. There were two collisions that night. The first involved a CHP cruiser, which disabled the victim's vehicle on the freeway. The families and their attorneys say that more than 7 minutes later, another car slammed into the victim's car, triggering that fire, and all four occupants were killed. CHP said the driver of the car that hit them was arrested on suspicion of DUI. Now, the families announced that they are taking legal action against the California Highway Patrol and the state of California. They have filed a government claim which alleges that a CHP officer was negligent and it caused the death of their loved ones. Attorneys say that the CHP officer failed to secure the roadway after that first crash, claiming that the officer moved his patrol car to safety but failed to deploy flares or warning lights, leaving the victim's vehicle sitting in the lane. The families want answers and access to key evidence, including the vehicles, data recorders, and video footage. They say there's a block due to an ongoing CHP investigative hold. Now, the government claim is the first step in civil litigation. CHP in the state of California will have 45 days to respond. They can either come up with a settlement or reject the claim, in which case a lawsuit could be filed. Here's a listen to what the attorney had to say earlier.
The CHP was driving in such a way that they caused a serious collision when they slammed into the back of Julie Hamori's car. So significantly that that car was disabled in the fast lane on the 605. We also know that at least 7 minutes passed from the time of the first crash with the CHP slamming into the back of Julie's car until the deadly crash. These people had promising lives in this community, and it should have never happened. They should have been protected, and they shouldn't have been stranded on the 605 freeway in the middle of the night like sitting ducks.
Now, CHP did release a brief statement earlier today saying that this is a heartbreaking tragedy and their thoughts are with the families. They say both crashes remain under investigation and decline to comment further. Reporting live in Santa Fe Springs, Kimberly Chang, KTLA 5 News.